Hello everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel. So today I have a very beautiful stitch tutorial for you. Look at that one. And it's extremely easy. It's just a 2-row repeat and you just need to know how to half double crochet and single crochet. So the ends, as you can see, are quite straight. And I would probably consider this to be the front. But you could consider either one actually, and this would be the other side, which is actually quite pretty as well. It's showing that third loop there of that half double. That's very pretty too. Both sides actually are very pretty. So yeah, you could use either or. What a gorgeous blanket that would make. Anything actually. It'd be a nice top too for the summer because it's pretty solid. Yeah, you know, with a little air flow through still. Oh, that's nice. Do you guys want to go ahead and get started? Very pretty, huh? There it is. Let's do it. All right, now remember, this is just a stitch tutorial, so the yarn and hook that you use will be determined by what you decide to make with this stitch. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm using Loops and Threads from Michaels. It is their house brand. It's a medium weight, medium weight number 4, 100% acrylic yarn. And I'm going to be using a size H hook to demonstrate this stitch. All right, this stitch is done in a multiple of 4 plus 2, and it is set on a foundation row of single crochet. All right, so what that means is you need to make your chain in multiples of 4. Once you decide what you're making, if you're going to be making a blanket or scarf, a top, whatever you decide, it'll be beautiful in anything. Chain in 4s. All right, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and you continue that until you get it the size that you want it to be. And once you reach the appropriate size for what you're making, you add 2 more stitches to the base chain. So that is 4 plus 2. Now we're going to go ahead and begin, and we are going to do the foundation row or base row of single crochet that it's going to sit on. So we are going to start off by doing a single crochet in the second chain from our hook. We do never count this one on our hook. So this would be number 1 and this would be number 2. Go into that second one and do a single crochet. And now we're going to work our foundation row slash base row, people call it either or, of single crochet by putting just 1 single crochet into every single stitch until you make it to the end of the row. The reason being, for the base row, I use on a lot of stitches, not all, but a lot. It makes a stronger foundation for stitches that require that you're going to be putting more than 1 stitch in the chain. It won't stretch out your chain if you have a base row. So that's why I usually do a base row of single crochet. So I'm just going to work across, making my base row here, 1 single crochet in every stitch until we make it to the end, and then we will go ahead and start to run row 1 of the stitch. Remember, it is just a 2-row repeat, extremely easy to do. All right, so I've made it to the end of my single crochet row here, and you will have 1 less single crochet than whatever your chain count was. All right, and now we can go ahead and begin row 1 of the stitch since we have our base row completed. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so we will pretend like it's not even there. We're going to go into this very first stitch here and we're going to work a half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go into that very first stitch, draw up a loop, draw it up a little tall though, like that, and then yarn over and go through all those loops just like that. And that's our half double. Now we're only going to skip 1 stitch and we're going to work into the next. All right, in this next stitch we are going to work 4 half double crochets all into the same stitch. So skip 1, yarn over and go into the next, and work 4 half doubles. But when you're doing the half doubles, draw them up a little tall like that. You don't necessarily have to do that, but you know, you can. And I'm going to put 4 all into that same stitch. That's 2. There's 3 and 1 more. There's 4. 4 half doubles into the same stitch. Now we're going to start the repeat of row 1. And now we are going to be skipping 3 chains in between. So 1, 2, 3. In the next one, we work 4 half double crochets into it. And I'm going to draw it up a little tall. There's 1. Same stitch again. That's 2 half doubles. Again. 3 half doubles. One more time. Makes a total of 4. And this is what we're going to repeat all the way across. Again, we're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. The next one gets 4 half double crochets all in to the same stitch. 1, 2, there's 3, and there's 4. And again, I would skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 half doubles. And I want to repeat this pattern until I have 2 stitches that remain. All right, so I come to the end of a row 1, and I just did a 4 half doubles in this stitch, and I have 2 stitches that remain. I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to end by putting a half double crochet into that last stitch, and that will end row 1. Now we begin row 2. So rows 2 and 3 are the repeat rows, and they are very, very easy to do. Let's begin row 2 by chaining 1 and turning our work. And again, that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. What we're going to do is we are going to go, I'm never a fan of half doubles because I can never tell where the first stitch is. We're going to go into this little space right here. I do believe that is the hang off from the first half double. And we're going to put a single crochet into it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into this space right here and put a single crochet there as well. So we put one right there into that stitch and then one right into this spot. And now we will start the repeat of row 2 by chaining 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to come right in between our set of 4 half doubles, this spot right here, and we're going to work a single crochet right in between, just like that. And this is what we're going to do all the way across. 1, 2, 3. So chain 3, come over here to your next space in between your sets of 4, and just go, we're not going into a stitch, just go right in between that space and single crochet. Again, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, jump in between your next sets and single crochet right in between them. And we're going to continue this all the way across until we make it to the end of row 2. Alright, so we're coming to the end of row 2. I did a single crochet here, and then I chained 3, and here is the end. Alright, so we want a single crochet into this space after this set of 4 and before this half double. We're going to single crochet into that space, and we're also going to single crochet into the very last stitch, and that will end row 2. And every time you repeat it, it's always done the same. Now we can start row 3, which is the final repeat row, and it's pretty similar to the first row here. we're going to chain 1 again and turn our work. That chain 1 does not count. Alright, we're going to start off by putting a half double crochet into this very first stitch. Okay. Now, we're not going to work anything into that single crochet. We're actually not going to be working into any of the single crochets. What we're going to do is, there's 4 half doubles here. We're going to go into the third one. Like that. But we're going to put that chain on top of our hook as well. I'm sorry, excuse me. We're going to yarn over and go into that third one. Like that. So I'm in the top of that third one. I'm going to put the chain on top of it too. I'm going to do 4 half double crochets, draw them up tall, into that spot. So the only difference is that we got that chain is being locked in between these 4 half double crochets. So I'm putting 4 into the same spot. That was 2. There's 3. And that would be 4. And this is what we're going to repeat. So let's jump to our next set of 4 from the previous row where we did 4. And in, I believe it's the third one. This one. Here's this one and this one right here. Yarn over, and we're just going to go into the top of it. So you can see I'm going into the top of it. Just go ahead and put that chain on over the top of your hook too. And half double. Draw it up a bit. 4 times into that same spot. That's 1. That's just locking that chain in place so it doesn't move. 2. Here is 3. And this would be 4. There it is. Gonna repeat it again. So come on over here, and if you're having a trouble finding your 4th one, like I said, for me half doubles are weird. It's my least favorite stitch. I count from this one, not this one, but the one right after it. Yarn over and go into this. And if it ain't exact, it's just hit one of the middle 2. How about that? Make sure that chain is on your hook. And 4 half double crochets into that stitch. If I said double at any time, double crochet at any time in this stitch tutorial, I'm sorry, we are only doing half doubles. Sometimes I say double crochet and half double crochet so many times that I mix them up. But yes, it's only half doubles. And then we're going to keep repeating this until we get to the end of the row. So I'll show you one more time. Yarn over, and like I said, not to be exact, but just try to hit one of the middle 2 and go into the top of it, and just go ahead and put that chain right on your hook as well. Draw up and do 4 half double crochets, 1 all into that same stitch. There's 2, and that would be 3, and this would be 4. And we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern for row 3. As you can see, the design taking place until we get here, make it to the end, and I'll show you how to end this row 3. Alright, I've made it to the end here. I just did my 4 half doubles here into that that second to the last, I think it is. And I'm going to end by putting a half double crochet into the very last stitch here on the end. Very last single crochet there, half double. And that ends row 3, and that ends the repeat rows. So we're just going to repeat the rows 2 and 3 until we get to our desired size. So for row 4, I'm going to just repeat what we did on row 2 by chaining 1 and turn. That does look pretty with that third loop of that half double showing. That's nice. And this is the chain row. So we begin by, I put a half double right there. I don't know if that's correct, or a single crochet right here, but that's where I'm going to put it. 1 there, and then I'm going to put 1 into this first empty space here. Single crochets like that. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you know how it goes. We're going to single crochet in between the sets of 4 half doubles. Single crochet, chain 3, find our next set, there it is, single crochet in between, and we do this until we get to the end of the row. We're just repeating row 2, and then when we're done with this, we will repeat row 3, which is the 4 double crochets into the same stitch row. How easy is this? Easy and pretty. It's amazing on both sides. I think it could be quite useful for many things, actually. Now when you're coming to the end here, remember we put a stitch, we chain 3, put a single crochet into that last empty space, but also a single crochet into that last stitch, like that. And we just repeated row 2. And then when we do it again, we chain 1 and turn, and we're just going to repeat row 3, which is this 4 half doubles into that same stitch. That's it. And after a few repeats, you get this beautiful, beautiful stitch. And the more I look at it, the more I love both sides of it. Are amazing. But I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. And if you did, please check out my other ones. I have hundreds and hundreds of them. Anything that you could ever want to make, I am certain that I have it. And multiples of it as well. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and you could consider subscribing if you'd like. You don't have to, but yes, but do please check out my other tutorials. And I will see you on my next video, whatever that might be. Take care. Bye, guys.